Hello, today we're going to be tying a hopper, my version of a hopper. I have a size 10 streamer hook. Could use a hopper hook, but I find this hook works just as well. Next, after starting to thread on the back, just take a little red sparkle yarn. It's a synthetic yarn. You can buy it at most fly shops. Took it in, tied it in, I just trimmed it. You want the tag to be as long as the hook gap. Next, you're going to take some fly foam. This is 3mm fly foam, and I cut it into a strip about as wide as a hook eye. I just cut down the end a little, you can see that. I'm just going to tie that in all the way up there. I tied it in at the 2/3 mark. Okay. You're just going to fold it over. You want this little loop to be about half as long as your tag. This is going to imitate sort of the butt, if you will, of your hopper. Okay, next you're going to tie in your ribbing material, which happens to be a crushed monofilament. This crushed monofilament, you can make it. I'll try to do a video on how to crush the monofilament. It's 8-pound test crushed. Looks very nice. Wraps flat. Sort of looks like a goose biot or turkey biot. Next, I have a size 10 brown dry fly hackle. Tie that in. Next, you're going to take a little yellow superfine dubbing, or any dubbing. This is just going to provide a good underbody in case you miss somewhere with the foam, because you're going to wrap the foam. I just did a couple wraps where I made the loop. Okay. Okay, after you dub the body, you're going to take your fly foam and you're going to wrap it over the dubbing. This makes an unsinkable body. Very smooth too. You're just going to wrap that up to that 2/3 mark where you're stopped to your dubbing. Trim it off. You're going to wrap your rib first, and this you're just going to wrap in the opposite or same direction. It does not really matter. You can see how nicely this flat monofilament wraps are crushed mono. A good substitute for this, if you don't want to make it, is called a V-rib. You can use that too. I just use this. This is actually very hard to make, but I like using it. I'll use V-rib too. Next, you're going to take your hackle, wrap it the same, or you could do the opposite. We'll do the opposite direction of the rib. Wrap that up until you where you stopped your rib. having a little problem with it, but that's okay. You can always go back and redo stuff in fly time. Okay. Fold back any fibers or trim them. Next, you're simply going to grab a little pearl crystal flash. You're going to want about 3 strands, then you're going to fold it over a couple of times to get 6 to 8 strands. So I got my 3 strands here. I'm just folding it over. I have 6 strands. I'm going to tie it in. I'm going to fold it over to make 12. So actually I lied when I said 6 to 8. It should be 6 to 12 strands. Next I have the turkey tail. This turkey tail was prepared by coating it with head cement, not super glue, head cement. And then I burned this edge with a lighter. I trimmed this edge flat. Very important to lacquer your turkey quill. So just tie that in. You can see it makes a very nice body. Stick your scissors right there. You can't trim all of it off at once. I just trimmed the top off. I'm going to trim my far side, then my near side. Careful, don't trim your thread. Okay, next I'm going to grab some pre-knotted pheasant tail. That's going to look like legs. If you don't know how to knot pheasant tail, might do a video on that, but it's very simple. You can buy tools. I'm going to tie on the side near me first. Just a sec. I got a bad one there. There we go. Okay. It's very important with this. You see how this is straight? You're going to take your pointer finger and your thumbnail, just compress them like that on it till it gets like this. And then you just take your super glue, a little dab. You can't see that, but I just put a little dab, good old super glue on there. That's going to hold for a long time. Do the same thing for the other leg. If I can get it. And that is the end of part 1. Stay tuned for part 2.